Hello, hello, Facebook people, PHH, Heart Healing, Prophetic Heart Healing Facebook page. We're so happy to be with you today. We're starting off 2025, where on Tuesdays we are going to bring you the testimonies of our amazing certified facilitators who have gone through the program, just so that you can actually see and hear from people that are in it to win it. And our first person that we are interviewing for 2025, and by the way, it happens to be her birthday. So Pam, our birthday gift to you is everybody's going to give you a lot of love.
Aw, I receive it. I
Um,
receive it.
Yes, so let me just give Pam a quick introduction, and then she's going to really take this away and tell us a little bit about herself and being a certified facilitator. So Pam, we call her our fire gal. Fun fact about her is that she's a fire baton twirling or baton fire twirling, one of the two, whichever way you want to look at it. The woman twirls fire. And so, and she is fire in our community as well. We love her. We adore her. She got certified at the end of 2021 and has been a leader in PHH since then. I love the story where Coach Turok basically said that if he needs a parachute packed right, he is calling on Pam Chapin to pack that parachute for him. And so that gives you a little bit of an idea of who she is in our community. If you have a grocery list, you have staples on your grocery list that you have to have on there. Pam is a have to have here in our PHH community. We love her. We appreciate her. She is a coach in our community as well. She's a deep dive coach in the Deep Dive Wholeness program. She is the authority coach in your certification program. The very last module that you go through before you get certified, you got to make it through Pam. That's the way that goes. She's the gatekeeper in the authority group. And so, Pam, welcome and happy birthday. How are you enjoying your birthday today?
Oh, it's been so nice, and thank you for all the love and wishing me a happy birthday. It's been an enjoyable day. It's been a relaxing day, which I love. We've gotten a lot of snow here where I live, and I love looking out the window when it does snow. It's such a pretty thing. But yeah, I'm enjoying my day, my special day.
Oh, yay. I love that. I love that. So I'm going to start off with the first question, and that is, you found PHH somehow, somewhere. We want to know how you found PHH, and how did you know that you wanted to be part of PHH and learn about heart healing?
That's such a good question, and we do focus on that here in PHH is your why. Why? Why do you come here? Why do you join PHH? And even why would you want to become certified? That's such an important question, to ask yourself. And I've always said too, sometimes we come to something for one reason, and God has such a whole different plan, and a couple of things that led to me wanting to join and what brought me to PHH was when I came across PHH was the towards the end of the year of 2020. And that was such a life-changing year for everybody, but for me. And I knew nothing was going to be the same. I had a family emergency take place, and everything in my life got turned upside down. Everything changed. But prior to that, I would say in 2019, and even prior to that, I had experienced a lot of heart healing just in my relationship with the Lord. Not through a ministry or through, prayer sessions like this here. It was just my walk and my experience and relationship with the Lord. He was taking me through a lot of healing. I had a lot of pain. I had a lot of experiences, a lot of disappointment. And the Lord was healing me more and more. It was amazing. And it was like once in 2018 and then again in 2019 two different ministries, two separate ministries at two different times prophesied to me and said, I have healing in my hands. And when that was first spoken to me, I knew exactly what it meant. I knew it meant heart. I didn't know how or the why or the details, but I knew immediately it meant heart. Like the first person that prophesied that to me ministry grabbed my hands and slapped them and said, "There's healing in these hands." And I knew exactly what it meant. I knew it meant heart. It meant heart. And then in 2019, another separate ministry, which was up at Cleveland, Bethel Church up at Cleveland, their ministry, I was up at the altar praying, did the same thing, grabbed my hands and said, "There's healing in your hands." And so I thought, okay, Lord, we're on a journey here. And then also too in 2019, I was teaching a class at my local church called The Image. And it was based on a book that teaches us how we're made in God's image and how we reflect his image. And also in that teaching, we created, which was the first time for me, an identity statement. And in my statement, I created and I wrote down and said, I walk in prophetic healing with the heart and favor of a king. Had no idea what it meant, and then in 2020, at the very beginning of 2020, the Lord did give me a word. And I kept journaling prophetic prayer. I just kept writing it down. It was like bits and pieces. So then when I had the family emergency and everything had changed, and then that led me into when I had first witnessed a heart healing session from Elise. And I was so moved by that heart healing session. And I just thought there's something here. I know there's something here. So I came though with the intent that I wanted to learn how to give heart healing to my family member. That was my original why. That was my motive. And I thought nothing's going to stop me. But then I recognized right away I needed a lot. The Lord wanted to do a lot more healing in me. So that was what really brought me to that very beginning, that very beginning moments of when I was exposed and became aware of PHH and just knew that the Lord had something here for me, that I was to be here. And my motive was my family member. That was my motive. Nothing at that point, nothing else mattered to me but her. Nothing else mattered. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't, because everything had changed. My life was totally upside down. Um, but that was my priority. That was what was important. I thought nothing's going to stop me here. Um, and that's what drew me. That's what drew me. And it was like the Lord was building those steps, and I didn't know what it was going to look like or what it meant or how it was going to unfold. But I knew, you know that you know.
Yeah, I love that. It really brings to life that scripture, the plans of a man's heart,
Yeah.
right? And then the Lord has like, we're gonna take a little bit of a detour here. We'll get to that because I'm taking care of that. I love that so much. So talk us through your season in the certification program. What was it like for you coming in? You came in with this one idea. The Lord obviously throughout the certification program. Talk us through what it was like for you going through this program with all of this going on in your heart, and what did he awaken inside of you as you were processing through it?
Yeah, it's a great question because there's a lot of that there's a lot of answers to that. If I could say the first thing that I recognized once I really dove deep into PHH, once I started receiving heart healing sessions, I recognized right away I need to heal more, that I needed more heart healing. I was like my focus shifted from learning to receiving. And I knew that I needed to receive, that the Lord was taking me to deeper heart healing. And that I also recognized too that what the Lord was doing in me, my motive, but what the Lord was doing in me, my loved one was going to reap the benefit, that was going to be part of their inheritance. And also too, what I would love to share and what I would like to say, one of the biggest things that made such an impact for me was I went after my healing like nothing else, like no tomorrow. I went after it. I thought nothing's going to stop me because I started to taste more healing. He started to go deeper. And I mean, I would actually in receiving sessions see and feel his hand on my heart because I had so much buried pain and he was healing it. And I thought nothing's going to stop me. It's like once I started tasting deeper healing, I wanted it more than anything. I had to have it. Nothing was going to stop me in that. And then also to the experience through the whole program. Of course, there was, it's like, it's like when you have that fork in the road and you pick the roughest looking road, but it's the most glorious. It's the most life-changing, glorious. It was tough. It was challenging. It wasn't easy. It was glorious. It was healing. It was wonderful. It was all those things for me. And I would say, like I said, the first most important thing was just going deeper in my own heart healing and getting free, getting healed, getting healing of healing that I had needed for like decades. How the Lord was going deeper in that and how it was maturing me, it was growing me. I was getting more revelation, and then I started getting more revelation, understanding of my identity, of who I am. And it was like the Lord taking that foundation and of my identity and rebuilding it, putting it back together, filling up those gaps, filling in the cracks, filling in the holes, filling in where there was brokenness. And so it was challenging. I wouldn't say, it's not. And then I learned too, which was so beautiful and wonderful, was that triggers are such gifts. They're gifts, at the times when I would get triggered or something, would not set right with me, I did two things. The one thing, I didn't talk about it. I didn't gossip about it. I didn't go to anybody and ask for their opinion. I went to the Lord. And then, and I even had, the Lord had even given me a dream, and I actually could see it in a dream where it was that invitation from the Lord. This door's open now for a healing for you here. Let's get healed in this, and you're going to get an upgrade. And I recognize how much those moments and those times were gifts, not that they were easy, and not that, that I can't say that that was easy, but yet I'm recognizing it was a gift. And it was more levels of healing in me, but it also grew me. It was like stepping out of the cave. Like, no, I've heard you share that so many times. And it is like that. It's like, here's the opening. You want to come out? Come on out. It's free out here. You got some freedom out here. And then getting that leveling up. So yeah, and then just really recognizing how the Lord's hand was in it all. And then also too, one of the most highlighted moments that I would say, I mean, I had some great highlight healing moments. One of them was with you in a heart healing session, receiving session, and with a few others here in PHH that were pivotal, life-changing moments for me. And also too, I recognized through the whole program, through all of it, from the beginning to the end, and even becoming certified, learning and recognizing how the Lord was simultaneously teaching me how to have that, how to have conversation and prayer time in such a, I want to say covert, but such a unique way for my loved one that I could actually he taught me how to have those conversations that would bring trust. And then actually watching during those conversations where I would be silently praying as I got taught here in PHH, and then actually visually seeing healing take place, the Lord move. So it was like the simultaneous of the Lord giving me what I needed, that He knew I needed, but also giving me why I came here, what I wanted, what I came here for. And so that blended together. And that was just amazing. Amazing.
One of the things I love about your story is you came into the program, with that in mind. And then there's that certification journey to go on. But yet, even with that promise of certification, you didn't go after requirements. You went after your own healing, and the Lord took care of your requirements for you. That's,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yes. I always love sharing that I didn't make the requirements or certification my goal. I mean, I knew I wanted it and I was going to go all the way, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was, Lord, I'm receiving everything you have here that you're pouring into me. And that was what I kept my eye on. That's where I kept my heart at. And that was huge. That was big.
yeah. Pam is one of the people I always use in an example when I speak to the skills students, and I say to them, if you need to go through skills a second time before you go into authority, that's exactly what Pam did. She went through it twice in a
Yeah, I
in a
did.
row, before she said, okay, now I'm going on that road to certification, because of that going deeper in your own heart healing with the Lord, right?
Yes, I did. I took the double time, we were given the whole 6 months there for the the prep, the beginning and the skills. And I took it. I took the whole time. I did go through that again, and then the second time was when I really dove in deep, um, with the Lord. And yeah, and I love repeating. I'm a repeater, because I love getting things in, and I, get it in, and not just take it like a one and done, or not just take it surface. I want to understand and go thorough all the way with my understanding, because there's so much freedom and healing in just understanding. Just even understanding. So yeah, that was so good to do it that way.
Yeah.
It
So
worked very well.
you went through the certification program, and then came the certification process, of getting certified as a PHH certified facilitator. Walk us through how just that process, like we know you've had all these amazing things happen in the certification program, and then you went through the certification process. Like, what happened in your life, what happened in your heart, what happened in your healing, as you were in that final process of qualifying to be a certified facilitator?
Yeah, that's interesting because it was like everything was built to that point. Like I love sharing, how you begin, how you do the beginning, how you do the middle is how you show up and do the end. And so it was a process to where it all built. It was built up to that point, of the certification journey, and then becoming certified in the whole process. And I do remember, having there at the end, ask those tough questions, those tough panel interview questions. But I knew ahead of time, prior to that, I mean, I grew so much, and I journaled a lot, and I answered, like pre-answering questions, how did my discernment grow? And actually explaining it, actually looking at it, how it did grow, and the prophetic, and in my identity, all those things. And then I also knew too, if the outcome wasn't what I had wanted, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I would do it again. I'm going to do it again, that was in my heart. But also too, how, and I love sharing, with people that we come to PHH for what we can learn and do, but we stay in PHH for who we can become and who we can be. And that has been my certification journey. Even
No,
after
repeat that.
certification,
Repeat that. That was so beautiful.
we come to PHH for what we can learn and what we can do, but we stay in PHH for who we can become and how we can continue to grow, and really who we are. We stay because of what we can be, who we can be. And I grew even more after I got certified because I never stopped. You don't stop. I still pressed in more and grew more, and then also built with the Lord more as to how I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to set my hand to, what He's created me for, who I really am, my authentic self. not stealing an identity from somebody else, but knowing my own and seeing it and reflecting it and believing it and walking in it. And it's so funny, when you tease me about the fire twirling baton, and I did. I've twirled the baton since I was 3 and did twirl the fire baton. And at one time, I can't remember if I was 10, 11, or 12, I became state champion in the fire twirling contest. I mean, it's hard. I had all those trophies and it was wonderful, but it was all about performance. And that was another thing too, that the Lord healed me. In fact, at that moment, before I became certified, the very first conference at PHH, that was one of the healings the Lord took me to, was being healed from performance. And but just like we train as an athlete, God has a plan and a purpose that he's created us for, that he skills us for, that he pours into us and then gives us the authority to walk in it, and to be it. And to be all that he's created us to be, and I laugh too about the fire, being the fire gal, because I did have a lot of fire as a kid, and it got me in a lot of trouble. I got in a lot of trouble when I was a kid because I was very fiery.
I like that. So we need to bring that fire back. We're getting to
Well, I do believe the Lord has reignited the fire that he has put in me for his kingdom. And I have a fire for heart healing. I have a fire to bring breakthrough to people that he has given me breakthrough in. I do have a fire for that. I
yeah.
definitely do.
And she shares that fire with all the students that she comes across. That is for sure. You will see her passion, feel her passion. You'll know that she is for you as you go through the program. And so, Pam, talk to us about, you got certified. Congratulations. That was in 2021, and here we are starting 2025. So it's been a while. But tell us about what you're doing as a certified facilitator, because I know that we get asked that question a lot. What does it look like being a certified facilitator? What have you done with your certification, apart from doing all the amazing things in PHH in the community and walking through generations of certified facilitators as well? But what have you done for you? What have you built with the Lord? Talk to us about being a certified facilitator.
Okay, yeah. Well, one of the basics, I would say, first things I did, was create, get my LLC, create my business. I played around, with the branding, the logo or those kind of looks, and I did have one there for a while, which I'm probably due to kind of revamp, those kind of things. But what I did start out with doing was really reaching out then to the people I had done sessions for, because several of them, they knew I was going through a certification program. And there were a couple of them that reached out to me and said, okay, now that you're certified, they wanted to continue and they were willing to pay. I started out with, one amount. And then over the years, I have increased it. And then also too, what the Lord has done for me that I absolutely love is he's helped me, because I was trained and got certified as a coach, with 100X, which I was in that, jumped into that even before PHH. But the Lord had helped me create my own way, my own system, my own uh, branding, so to speak, or my own way of combining the two. Not that I do the two together, because I don't, because a PHH session is a PHH session, and I don't coach in it. I pray. This is prayer time. This is connecting to the Lord, but I also separately coach. And what I did with my business, my personal business, is I offer both. And I'll offer to a client, do you want coaching during your time with me, or do you want prayer, heart healing session, or do you want both? And then if they want both, which every single one picks both, every single one. I've never had anyone pick one over the other. They always pick both. And then what I do then is I do the coaching, and then it's like, okay, now let's pray. And then I'll move into the prayer time. So that's what I have done with my personal business. And I love how I've grown even more here not only personally, but how I've grown more even here in PHH and coaching. And like you said it very, very well. And as you pointed that out, you know, I coach from a place of heart healing. I really do, you know, that's my unique way. That's my unique calling card. That's my unique identity. Making up a new word here. That's my unique identity. I do coach from a place of heart healing because I carry both, but also too how the Lord's brought me breakthrough in both and how he's taught me both. He has skilled me in both. And I really do flow in both. And I love how that works together in who I am and what I bring. I really do love that. Um, yeah, I love that. I love how the Lord has wired me, how the Lord has created me, and how the Lord has infused that into me
Yeah.
to coach from a place of heart healing.
I love that so much. You know, Pam really just has such a unique story through PHH and all the different places and spaces she has occupied, and really just carries that vision and that mission that Elise and Tarok started, and continues to build that culture of heart healing within the PHH community. And so, it being her birthday, give her some love there in the comments. Everybody is saying beautiful testimony. They're being really affected by your testimony here. Give her some birthday love there. If you have a prophetic word for her, come on, you prophetic people. Give her, you can tag her, Pam Chapin. But Pam, somebody may be watching right now who has not taken that step. They've been thinking about it. They've been in the PHH community here in this group for a while. They attend, training after training, challenge after challenge. But they may still have that question of, why would I say yes to certification? What is the yes in the process of going through the prophetic heart healing certification program that affected you, and that you can say, come on, sign up, join us, welcome to the family?
Yeah. The main thing I would say to that is everything you are and everything that you do will come from a healed whole heart. Invest in your future. Invest in your heart. You know, we do purchase a lot of things. You know, we're such consumers, and that's fine. Invest in your heart. You'll never regret investing in your own heart because it affects everything. It affects you, it affects your life, it affects your family, it affects your loved ones, and it affects everything you put your hand to. You could do, you know, it's just like out of Corinthians where, you know, the scriptures of if you could do all things but have not love, you have nothing. You have nothing. And I tell you what, heart healing is the love of God. It's the love of God that gets spread upon, just spread within your heart, because then heart healing gives you and grows you into the capacity to receive His love and to be one with His love and to be able to give His love, to be able to love yourself as He loves you and to love others as He loves them and as He loves you. You know, you would never regret investing in your own heart healing. And everything you do will flow from a healed whole heart, or it will flow from a broken heart. You know, everything will flows out of our heart. And to have to walk in your purpose, to walk in why you're created, to walk in why you're even on this earth. Let it be from a healed whole heart, because that's God's purpose. That is God's purpose for you. So, yeah, you would never regret investing in your own heart and your future.
Amen. I love that so much. One of my favorite quotes that you always have is, you're going through the program, you're going to get training. That's all fine. But the real learning comes from that process that you went through in your training, and that is after you're certified. And I just love that. And so there are some beautiful words in the chat for you, Pam, that you can go back and look at. Thank you so much for your time with us today. We love and appreciate you, and many, many more. Birthdays in PHH for you. Pam also loves out that Martha Beck quote. quote. If you don't know Martha Becky, she is the gal who coined the phrase, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I
Yep.
really believe you live that out, Pam. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right. And everybody, go ahead and you'll see above this video, there is a website where you can access if you need to hop on a call with a member of our team to talk a little bit more about your interest in the certification program in PHH. You can hop on with one of our team members and you can even say, hey, I am here because I heard Coach Pam's testimony. And that will be just a wonderful blessing to know that she is always impacting lives. She has impacted, she's going through, this is your 9th generation of certification students that you are processing through authority this January, right?
It's either 8 or 9. I lost count.
Yeah, I think it's not. I think this is your 9th one. Yeah. That's amazing. That means that there are hundreds of people that she has processed through. We're nearly at our mark of reaching our goals of certified facilitators, and Pam is a huge part of that process. So get to know her. It is amazing what you can learn. Even myself, Pam is part of our PHH team here, and I learn stuff from her pretty much on a weekly basis. And I just don't carry her fire twirling skills, but we'll get there one day. She'll teach me how to do it right so that I don't blow things up. But yeah, so Pam, thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your birthday, and we'll see you in the PHH community.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing week. We'll be back next week with another episode of Testimony Tuesday. Woohoo! Take care.